Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are starting today's episode off with 70 Slayer. Just finished our Dust Devil task. I forgot how much I absolutely love them. And before we get any more tasks, we are going to extend Dust Devils because they're just so good for the account at the moment. In the future, I can unextend them. I'm not a massive fan of extending things, but Dust Devils, I feel like I'm silly not to. It's where I'm going to get the majority of my magic experience and neck reels when we unlock those. So I'm going to extend both necks and Dust Devils. But outside of that, I don't want to do any extensions just yet. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future. But first task of the episode, Bloodfelds. Insane task for melee experience. I absolutely love this task. Log in whilst doing Bloodfelds. Didn't really see that coming, to be honest with you. Let's see if our next task is any good. Black Dragons, easy points, and a hard clue. It's a clog, I guess. Honestly, not the worst book, but I don't think any of the books really have much of a use on the account, sadly, but it's still nice to get unique. Our next Slayer task is Worms. You know what? I actually don't mind this task. It's a chance of getting the Dragon Harpoon and the Dragon Sword. Dragon Sword would actually be better than what I'm using at Tombs until I have the Fang, I think. I'm not 100% sure saying that, but I believe it should be. But we're 81 attack, only one more level, and then we can potentially start solo TOAs. We could do it now, but I don't want to do it until I have 82 attack, because if I get the Fang, I can just use it straight away. We also got 71 Slayer, so it's coming along nicely. There's a lot of attack and Slayer experience to be gained. And, well, not just attack, because once we've got 180k, I'm probably going to go for like 80 defense, and then a bit more strength. I feel like getting some defense is nice considering I'm bossing a lot earlier on this account than I did on my other account. So I feel like defense has more value. Wow. That is very lucky. The Dragon Harpoon. That's so nice to have on the account. Damn, that feels good, man. For anyone actually curious, it was 67 worms to get that. This is our first Worms task. 66 killed on this task. The only other worm kill was for the hard Kuren Diary. That's disgusting. It's a 1 in 1,000 on task, I believe. Worm tasks are actually a lot better than I remember. Besides the Dragon Harpoon, a decent amount of blood runes and some soul runes. It's not a lot of blood runes, but they all add up considering thralls are a thing now and you use a lot of blood runes for them. But next task, Sukwas. Horrible task, but it's fairly quick. You ready for this? Oh, he's so good at the game. He's so good. I'm not praying the right thing there. 88 range. Pog. No. Come on, stay alive a bit longer. There's a world in which that could get close to 100. There was 90 seaweed from one patch. Fuck me. Yeah, we're gonna put Hellhounds on the block list for now, I think. Lizardman. Let's get ourselves a Warhammer. Another Jad task. Yeah, we'll do this. I don't mind Jad tasks. Good experience and a load of range experience as well. Jad dead. Can we get the pet? No, Sag. We got ourselves 82 attack off of that Hispori, which now means I will probably start doing solo TOAs at one point. I'm not sure exactly when, because I really want to get Slayer done as well. But we have another Jad task for now, so I'm going to do that. I'll see what my next task is, and I'll decide if I want to do some solo TOAs now. But now that I have 82 attack, it means the second I get the Fang, I can wield it. So it's more interesting for me to actually go for it. And another fire cape being exchanged. Do we get that pet? No, no pet. Sag. So we got an Elves task, and I really don't want to do Elves. So it's time to try a solo TOA. And because I'm not sure what my gear is going to be like, mainly in Akka, I'm going to start at 50, and we're going to go up and just see. Just so I'm making sure I'm not going straight into like a 150 or whatever and getting slapped about. Because in Akka, I'm going to have to tank the whole time, and I've got a Dragon Simmer, which, yeah, it doesn't really do any damage in that room, and neither does the Warp Scepter, so most of my damage in that room is going to come from when it's weak to ranged, but let's see how it goes. The 50 should be very easy, but I'll get an understanding of how to do things solo. I'm also going to learn Red X Baba. Even if it isn't great with a Bofa, it's a no supply room basically, so why not? Well, I done our first solo, and it's a purple. So I'm excited. It was a 1.35% chance of unique. Now, of course, the biggest thing we want here is the Fang. But if we get the Light Bearer, we can't be too sad. But please, please be the Fang. It's the first time I've seen a purple. I'm like a little kid right now. I'm excited. Please be the Fang. Okay, we can't, like I said, we can't be too upset. But it's not the Fang. But still, a Light Bearer is nice. That's going to help a lot in this raid. I'm pretty sure I take the Light Bearer over the Berserkering, even with my setup. I'll have to look into it. So I thought about it a bit more, and sadly, the Light Bearer doesn't actually have any use in TOA for me at the moment. The only place that I spec is Warden P2 and the last phase of Akka. That's literally the only place I spec in the raid at the moment, because I don't have access to good spec weapons. So it's not actually worth me taking. It is better for me to take the Berserkering for the max hit, especially for Warden P2. Fuck off with the Iron Dragons. Basilisks. That's more like it. So we're up to 24 KC in TLA, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm going back and forth here as to how much I actually want to do solo, purely because the Baba puzzle room is really annoying with my mage gear, because my full mage gear doesn't allow me to one-shot with a Warp Scepter. I do only 21 damage if I'm praying offensively, and it's kind of annoying having to use 2 attacks just to kill the melees, so it can get a bit messy in there, and honestly, it's annoying. It really is. And also, a Dragon Simmer, it's not exactly the best melee weapon I could be using for Akka, and of course in the puzzle room for Baba. Outside of that, the raid's fine, so I'll still be doing some, but I don't know if I'll just be camping it. Well, I definitely won't, because I still want to do Slayer. There's so much lot behind Slayer. All that Zenite jewelry, and a Colt, the Trident, there's just so much. The Whip, I can go on. So we're still going to be doing Slayer, but so Basilisk Knights, we actually want to get 74 fletching, or we're probably going to do 70 with a boost. We can make the Sunlight Hunter crossbow, because Basilisk Knights have a -15 defense against throwing and bolts. I think it's just throwing a bolt. It turns out the Sunlight Hunter crossbow is actually the best weapon in the game, alongside dragon throwing darts and dragon throwing axes, as the most DPS. So we're going to get ourselves a Sunlight Hunter crossbow. We need fletching, so we're going to use the broad bolts that we have, or broad arrows that we have, and then we're going to go buy the rest and use all of our U-logs to make the headless arrows. We've got ourselves 70 fletching, which means we can now boost to make the Hunter's crossbow with a dragon pie, dragon fruit pie, sorry. I really need 74 for that. Also, I found out about a meat pouch and a fur pouch you can get for hunting. I believe if I use this on here, I will get the small meat pouch, and then I'm assuming if I do this, it goes into a large meat pouch. Basically, this can store meat when hunting. There's also a fur one, which I think I'm gonna get. It's not massively worth my time, but it's nice to have on the account in case I ever need it, I guess. Now that we have both the large fur pouch and the large meat pouch, we can actually start hunting the antelopes, which is what we're going to need to hunt to be able to make the bolts as well as the actual crossbow itself. I should have brought a teaser stick. But basically we're going to camp here until we get enough. If we did have 91 hunter, we could do moonlight antelopes, but I don't think I can justify getting 91 hunter from 85 just for this, because it's the only place I'm realistically going to use this crossbow as far as I'm aware. And once I have the draw, I don't know if I'll ever do these tasks, so I feel like it's not worth my time. Also, I can just get hunter passively through birdhouses, so I'd rather not train it if I don't have to. We got ourselves just over 400 bolts. Now we just need the crossbow, so we bought the hunter's crossbow from the shop in Yanil at Leon, and I believe we just combine these two together. Of course, we need the boost. I am stupid. Let's go get the boost and create it, and then we can go see what it's actually like on Basilisk Knights. +4 boost. And I need a chisel. I couldn't do anything wrong if I tried. Let's get the chisel out of the bank, shall we? And then we will finally have our crossbow. Only took us multiple attempts, and I've just put it on. See, I told you, couldn't go more wrong. And there we go, Sunlight Hunter crossbow. I don't know how much I'm going to use this outside of Basilisk Knights, but kind of cool to have. Not an interesting unique, but at least we're getting pages. We had a clue that required me to complete this quest for a song, so my arm's big adventure complete. This does unlock another herb pouch, patch, but I'm not gonna bother using it for now because I find it annoying to get to. It is disease free, but I just don't want to. I need to unlock Vice to get the teleports. And then I'll do the hard Fremnik Diary, and then we can teleport straight up here, and that'll make it a lot better. But for now, I'm really just happy with what I have, and I don't want to do an extra farm run or a herb patch, sorry, on a farm run that's a long run, because I have to run all the way from the top of Trollheim. So yeah, not happening. Oh, the casket, was it worth it? Definitely fucking not. What was that casket? Can't lie, I had a little brain fart, and we was just doing some 185 duos. I'm doing it with actually a viewer, someone that joined the CC. So if you guys ever want to get involved with people and do raids with people, and you're not sure where to find people, I'm growing a CC or a clan. The details are in the description below if you want to join. And we was just running some duos. It was kind of nice and chill. And I got the yellow gem for the Keris, which is very, very nice. So we're now going to attach this, so we now have the yellow Keris. I'm not going to lie, at the moment, not much use, because in raids, I am taking in basically no food or prayer. I'm taking in 2 prayer pots and like 10 Karambwans, and half the time I'm not even using Karambwans, and I'm using like maybe 3, if I get unlucky with supplies, 4 doses of prayer throughout the raid. So it's not massive, but for when we need it, I have it. And that's what matters. I just want to say, it just made me think about the last clip that I recorded. As of me recording this, this is when, like a few days after I uploaded the video about Royal Titans, and that video has blown up. I've over doubled my subscribers, it's up to 4,000 views, the support is insane. And I've got to admit, it's so nice to be able to meet some of you guys and talk to you guys in game and get a chance to play with you as well. I've just got to say, I'm very grateful for it, so thank you guys. And there is our first 90 combat start, and it's ranged. So far ahead of everything else at the moment, it's insane. I was not expecting to get that. That's actually really nice. We could go complete the Ardy Arrow if we wanted now, which would be very nice. This is the last Basilisk Knight of the task. I just want to say this task has been insane. 72,000 experience from this. I think we had 3 or 4 superiors, and they're worth almost 6k each. It's actually insane. That puts us up to 342 killed so far. Obviously no jaw, but we're working fairly fast, honestly, towards the drop rate. I really don't like the task, because if I don't prayer flick, I use a hell of a lot of prayer pots, and I really don't want to do that. So I prayer flick the majority of it, and every now and then I'll be lazy. But we're close to the drop, I guess, if we, at this rate, really not that far, because we're getting the task consistently and doing them fairly fast. So I haven't actually shown it yet, but here's the loot so far that we've got from TOA. It's helped a lot with all of our herb lore supplies. There's 52 Renar seeds in there. It's actually insane. And obviously there's a load of gems, and there's also, oh, the dragon meds aren't bad. It's all alkaballs, 59 dragon stones, a lot of soul runes. That's kind of nice. But outside of that, it's nothing like amazingly interesting at the moment, but the seeds they're insane, man. They really are. Turns out I am still a very bad YouTuber. We got the Basilisk Jaw, and I didn't even have my recorder on. I just got up, I turned everything on, and I forgot to put my replay buffer on, so I couldn't get anything from like the past few minutes. And well, we got the jaw. 23.5 minutes worth. Let's look at how many Battleless Knights we have killed. We literally just started the task. 351. Spooned as usual. It's such a nice drop to get spooned on. If we go into the bank real quick, let's attach this to the helmet of Nature's Knot. Here we go. Oh wait, do I actually have to talk to someone about this? Oh, I guess I do. So I guess we're going to go do that, and we're going to get ourselves the face guard. I believe I need to talk to Olaf the Bard. I need to talk about Basilisk Jaws, and I think this will allow me to attach it to the Nature's Knot helmet. I believe I can just do this now. Yeah, attach the jaw, and there we go. We have the face guard on the account. This helmet, honestly, it's one of my favorite pieces of gear in the game. It looks so damn cool. So glad to have this. It's going to be useful in any bossing content that isn't Slayer related. Honestly, I'm so happy. Now that we have the jaw, we don't have to worry about doing this task ever again. There's no benefit to doing this. It's not a nice task. The drop's okay for the runes and whatnot, but it's just not worth it. Also means we can turn off the unlock if I can find it. Basel locked, this one here. We don't need this on anymore because, like I said, we don't want to do the tasks. And our next task is Aberrant Spectres, the first one I've actually had. Not a bad task. We just finished our Blood Veil task. It was only 130 and we got 700 blood runes, which is very nice. But we're also now 75 Slayer, which means we can get Gargoyle tasks. Now I hate these tasks, but they're good for the account. But it's still no Black Demon task since 69 Slayer, which is actually insane considering how highly weighted they are. No Greater Demons either. So, and there's another Worm task. This is a good task. Chance for Dragon Sword for TOA. And honestly, more blood runes. Wow. Okay. I guess my luck here is actually insane at Worms. It's a shame it wasn't the Dragon Sword, but it's still a collection log. I just got a second Dragon Harpoon. Oh my god. $90 hit points. Let's go. Iron Dragons. 58 of them. I'm sorry, what? That's not 30 points out the window. Black Demons! Let's go! Now that we got ourselves a Black Demon task, it means we can finally use our totems. We have 4. We're also going to use our Ancient Shards to finally make the Arc Light. I believe if we combine this, yep, 3 Ancient Shards, we will get the Arc Light. And then I believe from then on, I can just use these on it. And that puts us up to 4k charges on the Arc Light. And we finally have it on the account. Obviously, we can do our Skotizo kills whilst we're on a Demon task. And we'll get more shards and clues to do. There is the first Skotizo kill on the account. Kind of nice to get these now. Honestly, the loot from here is going to be kind of nice. The shards mainly, for all the charges. And of course, the clues. And there we go. The first one of many, I say. Well, 4, I guess. And a load of combat achievements, which is also nice. Was that 3 combat achievements? Yeah, I'm happy with that. 3 points. Ooh, 3 Ancient Shards then at that time. Very nice. 20 Runite bars. That is very nice. We were able to complete all 4 clues that we got from Skotizo. We got no elites, so it's just hard clues, and we're going to open them now. That's a nice clog. Another Godhide piece, but it's another slot we don't care about. I'm not sure if that page is unique. We'll see that in a second. Bad clue and a blessing, which is again a unique, and that page sadly was not unique. I mean, it's nice to have for the collection log, but I'm never going to use this helmet as far as I'm aware, which is kind of sad. So Demonic Gorillas start finally. This is the set we're going to be running. This is our melee setup, and then our range switch is just 4-way crystal with the assembler. Not having super combats here sucks. 3 pots for just melee kind of sucks, but can't really do anything about it. I'm going to try thralls here. I'm not sure if my inventory is going to be a complete mess because of all the alcohols. If it is, I will change back to normals and just take high alks. Just finished with the first trip of demonics, and I misjudged them heavily. I completely forgot what it's like. First of all, I'm not going to use thralls. I kind of forgot about all the prayer drain. It's nice to have them for the DPS, but I think it would work out less prayer pots I would use overall. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but it feels like it would be that way. Also, sometimes when they change the prayer mage, you have to re-click on them. Kind of annoys me. So instead, we're going to bring an Ash Sanctifier so I can get some prayer experience without having to pick the ashes up. And less food and more prayer pots, because I kind of forgot, if you play it well, you don't need much food. It's only when you get unlucky and you have to guess what it is after they melee. Oh, there's 92 range. Sure, my clicks are awful during the clip, as usual. Just want to show a couple of kills at Demonics. I'm just going to leave the raw footage in, put a bit of music over it, just to show kind of what Demonics are like if you guys aren't sure, and how my account is actually doing against them. I'm actually pretty happy with how the trips are. Demonics are good fun. It's a very active mob to kill, and honestly, I'm looking forward to doing more. Hopefully we don't go dry here, because if you do, I can easily see this place being miserable. So hopefully we either go on rate or we get lucky. If we go dry, we get money, but I could see over time it getting very tedious. There is the first collection log. Not an interesting one. What? That is. I would like a ballista. It would be cool to have it on the account. No way we got that spooned. There's no way we're that spooned. Oh my god. The first set out on the account. The luck continues. So I just want to put out there, that was back-to-back Ballista Spring into Zenyte Shard. And we've killed 41 demonic gorillas. Yeah, we're kind of lucky, really. If I have a quick look on the wiki whilst I'm here, that's a 1 in 300 for the Zenyte Shard, if you guys didn't know. And it's also a 1 in 500 for the Ballista Spring. So a 1 in 500, back-to-back into a 1 in 300. This is going to be an Anguish. I don't think I've mentioned that. First Zenyte, definitely an Anguish. I don't even know if we need a boost to make it an Anguish. I think we can just straight up do it. Oh no, we do need a boost. A +4, which I can guaranteed get. And then after that, I would like to get Tormented Bracelet second. I do have 93 banked, so I can make every piece of jewelry with a +5 at least. So if we get another one, it will be the Tormented. Suffering last, unless I get to Zora without 4 Zenytes. So I didn't really think about this. I don't know how I didn't manage to think about this, but I went ahead and bought the rest of the Chaos Runes we needed and a bit more. Spent about 2.5 mil GP, but we need 93 magic to enchant Zenyte jewelry, and we have 84. So we either need 88 with a +5 or 89 with a +4. So we need to get some magic experience somehow. I'm not quite sure how yet though. So I'm not 100% sure yet, but I've looked into Ancient Brews, which I have the herb lore level to make if I just have a boost, which is easy enough. I can just do a +4 boost to make them, but I need Nihil Dust, or however you want to say it. And it only comes from Nex and a couple of ancient mobs in the God Wars dungeon, but I can kill Spiritual Warriors for a 1 in 128 chance of getting this, and this is a +6 magic boost at my magic level. So I'd only need 87, and I'm almost 85, so I might go this route I'm not 100% sure. But at the moment, I thought Mage Training Arena, I still need to do some stuff there. So I might as well get the magic experience whilst it matters. I've got enough points to pick up the Infinity Boots. These aren't fantastic at the moment, but I've only got Mystics. These are a slight upgrade. So we're going to get that. I don't care about the Mage's Book as far as I'm aware. I might get it one day for collection log. But I'll just start getting points and working towards getting the Master Wand for when we eventually get a Kodai. I can't decide if I'm crazy for doing this or not. We're 157k away from 87, and that is what we need to be able to boost with the Ancient Brew. I've got all the alchemy points I'm going to need eventually for the Master Wand. I work towards the graveyard, but honestly, I don't want to do the other rooms right now. The experience is nowhere near as good as the alchemy room. And my most recent video has just released, and it is about me doing Gauntlet, and I've had more and more people convince me that the Blade of Saldor is actually a nice weapon to have. Not necessarily to always grind out for, but I am slowly running out of shards as well. And if we have a look, we are... don't get me wrong, it's still a good amount of shards. Obviously, the helmet gets used the least, so this doesn't need to worry too much, because every time I'm doing Slayer-related stuff. But I have 4k charges in my... 5k charges in my body, and 6.5 in my legs, and that's only going to go down, and I'm not getting many Slayer tasks to help it go up like Kurasks or Elves. That's literally the only task I'm doing in Prifddinas. So 157 magic experience. Let's go get a Gauntlet, and you never know, we might get lucky, get an Armor Seed so we can get more shards, or we might get very lucky and get the Salad Blade. There's no way I come back in the first KC, I get Crystal Armor Seed. What the hell, man? Hey, that's the last piece I need. Oh, that feels good. So I decided to actually do a bit of Royal Titans to get my staff finished, because I figured I could get a little bit of magic experience there. And it's 2 birds with 1 stone. I've got full charges on all of my armor now. Well, just shy. And some spare crystal shards in the bank. We are sitting on 132. I'm still going to be doing a bit of Gauntlet each day, maybe a few runs a day to slowly work towards the Blade of Saldor, potentially. Also, just to keep stocked up on shards. But now that we have this is going to be our best in slot staff at Zora when we eventually go to Zora. It does mean I could go to Zora now and get the blowpipe if I wanted, but I don't think I am interested at the moment, because I'd also have to get anti-venoms. But this also means Royal Titans is easier. I may have green logged it, but it's still fun to do every now and then. We got ourselves 180 spare crystal shards. We are now sitting at 268 Gauntlet KC, and we just hit 87 magic. So if we get the item, I believe it is the Nihil Shard for Ancient Brews, we can then go ahead and get a +6 boost, so we can then use enchant Zenite jewelry, so we can finally get our Anguish, which I'm very, very excited for. My plan for Gauntlet now is I'm not going to sit there. I don't think it's a good idea. I can get the Blade of Saldor over time potentially, and I'm just going to do a couple of days to keep up on crystal shards, and that's pretty much it. Like, I enjoy the content, but I don't have to be there, so I don't feel like I should be there. And one death at Gauntlet can be extremely tilting, so if I can avoid that, why not? If I die right now, for example, I'm sitting there thinking, well, I have the Boffer, I don't need to be here, I'll just leave. It's kind of that mindset, so I'm just going to be doing a few a day and enjoy the content in small doses rather than just sitting there and grind it. I have enough crystal shards, so I'm more than happy. So I just found out the hard way. I actually need to complete there's a mini quest. It is called I don't know what, the Frozen Door, I believe it's called. Yes, I need to kill each one of the God Wars bosses once, and then I will get a key piece from each one. Then I can make the Frozen Key and gain access to the Ancient Prison, which is the area in which you kill next minions, I guess, and get the KC to fight next. But this may sound really lazy, but I really don't want to do that. Even though it's easier to do that than to get one more magic level, I'm just going to get another magic level, and we're going to have some fun, and we're going to do it at Barrows. So this video is going to be longer than I thought, but I kind of just want to do some Barrows. I don't know why, just fun more than anything. So we're going to get a load of magic experience there, and then potentially finish it off just by doing some easier stuff. But I just want to do some Barrows right now, and I really don't want to go do God Wars Dungeon. I just don't. This is the weird setup we're going to be running for Barrows. I'm not sure if it's my best setup, but it's what I'll come up with. I might change a few things over time. and have the barrows teleport in the house, so it's going to be nice and quick KC. And the first ship's back. 240 KC is where we are starting. And I forgot an Ardy Cloak, so I'm going to bring that to get prayer back every kill. Oh, first unique, and it's terrible. So run energy was annoying me whilst doing barrows because I didn't want to use dueling rings to reset every time, and I just wanted to get my prayer with the Ardy Cloak. So I figured I wouldn't do any boosts. My construction is 70, which means I can make the restoration ball that gives me stamina. I can't get the prayer one yet, but I'm fine with that. It means every time I teleport to barrows, I come here, I get all my stamina back, add all my special attack, and I go straight into barrows with full prayer, full run, and full special attack, which is kind of nice. A dupe Derek plate body, such. I actually meant dupe Torax plate body. Well, I don't have a Derek's plate body yet. I would like one though. I don't know what I think about that, not gonna lie. It's technically better than mine, but I need to look into it. 3 elite caskets from 4 elite clues. Honestly, not too bad. Let's see what they are. Dragon mace. That's a clog, I guess. Well, actually, is the clog there? The blue firelighter. Is the Bandaz page a clog? It is not. Another dragon mace. A master clue, which I'm not going to do right now. And last but not least, god damn, clues suck. I've already done a okay then. I finally got myself 88 magic, and we got ourselves the necklace of anguish. I didn't want to show doing the boost or anything. It's nothing interesting. We used a +4 crafting boost to be able to craft or cut both the Zenyte and craft the Zenyte amulet, and then it was just a case of getting a +5 magic boost from Stews, and we enchanted it. So we now have the necklace of anguish. This is such a huge item to have on the account. It's very, very nice to finally have this. I will say, this video, if it seemed a little bit all over the place towards the end and how I'm getting my magic experience, I'm sorry about that. The past week, I haven't played a lot. I've actually been spending a lot of time with my other half, and I've kind of just put it on the back burner. So now I'm just happy to have this out of the way and to get back to actually playing. So I'm sorry if it felt like it was all over the place, because I wasn't really sure how I wanted to get the magic experience, and I kept changing the way I was doing it. But we now have the anguish. We can go back to demonics. If I get another Zenyte soon, I'm going to have to do some crafting, and we're going to make a tormented. I will also say, if I look at my collection log, if we go down, I tried out some Calvarion and also Vetion. So I found out you can do Vetion with other players on an Ironman, and that's kind of cool. Like, I could just go Calvarion, but it's also cool to do Vetion. So every now and then I'm going to be doing Vetion. I'll record if I get anything, but I'm not going to stay there. But if I fancy just doing a trip or something, I'll go do it. Obviously, if anything interesting happens, I will show it. But that is going to be something that is literally just going on in the background, so nothing too interesting. But Yama comes out, I think it's like 3 weeks from now, as of me recording this clip. And we need to get Tormented Demon tasks so we can get the Demon Bane weapons. So that's like the biggest thing on my priority list right now. I'd love to just go camp TOA and get the Fang, but with Yama coming out, the Fang's not going to help there. I need to get my Emberlight, I need to get my Scorching Bow, and maybe even Staff. I forgot what the staff's called. We're not sure what we're going to need, so I want to make sure I get as many as I possibly can. But that is where we're going to end today's episode. Finally having the anguish. We'll do more demonics next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.